Now we're moving on to the setting tab, which will describe the cart name, selecting a LibreCart device, units, remote mode, selecting closing a season, editing, deleting a device, display rounding, minimum load, and smoothing. So the first thing we'll go over cart name. However you want to name the device, name it usually by the model. That way it identifies which grain cart's going with. If you use it on other equipment, you can save that on there as well. Typically, you're just going to have one pair device in there and save it that way. That would make the most sense. Selecting a LibreCart device. To select a grain cart device from a list of paired devices, tap anywhere within the row. A check mark indicates the selected device. To disconnect from all devices, press disconnect in the top right-hand corner of the settings tab. For the tractor's mobile device, if within 50 feet of the LibreCart device, the Bluetooth symbol in the status bar will become solid to indicate connection success. For remote displays within about 400 feet of the LibreCart device, the Bluetooth symbol in the status bar will remain gray as no connection is needed. So from this example, if you look, upper right-hand corner, just make sure that you have a solid Bluetooth signal. To disconnect, you hit the disconnect button. Remote mode for the main display will be disabled, turned off. If you're going to be a remote from, say, like the combine, let's just you throw that out there, you would have remote mode enabled. But if you're in the main iPad and the main cart, you're going to have remote mode disabled, and then you'll be using this format that's displayed here. The units is also displayed on the page, so you can change the units to the upper left-hand corner. The temperature is also displayed, so you can go from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Fahrenheit's going to be the most common. Remote mode is in the upper right-hand corner there with the black box. Once that's enabled, you're probably going to be in the combine location or truck, and that works up to about 400 feet to just view. That's not going to view the aggregated data. That's just going to view the live weight feed that's coming from the grain cart iPad over to the other iPad. And then when we went over this a little bit in the previous video, basically the closing the season. So you close the season, you can select the season. Once you close a season out, you can then go into the carry forward through seasons, which is in the destinations tab. So say like for the bin. And then we kind of went over this earlier where you can turn that carry forward through seasons off and then reset the bin to 0. You can go through and edit the name of the device. You can delete it out. Swipe left, push delete. That will delete it. If you just hit the info key, no swipe is needed. You could just push that button and then edit. Display rounding. You can go through and change the display rounding. So the increments, so if it weighs like in 20, 40, 60, so on and so forth, it displays that way. Minimum load of 1,000 pounds is recommended. That's where the trigger point of the automatic unload detection is turned on. And then the smoothing enables the dynamic portion of how it weighs. So that way it doesn't float around on you and go all over the place. So let's dive into this just a little bit inside the app itself. Take a look at the settings tab. So you see there we have the units where it can go to kilogram, bushels, pounds. And then you can go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. You can turn the remote mode on, turn it off. I'm going to go no because I'm in the main mode. I can close a season out here. If I close the season, I can select today's date. I go select and confirm, yes. And then going off of what we went over previously, as far as the destinations, I can push on my destination tab, and then I can go to that particular bin site, if you recall. Hit info, and then I can turn the carry forward through seasons off, and then it will if all my categories are basically saved from this previous season, it will reset the bin, and then these will all go back to 0. If I have any transactions that are basically carrying over from, say, any other piece of data, then it won't reset it. So like here for this example, being that I've done a little bit more with this and it's a little bit more complex, it hasn't reset this. So basically, let's see if I can reset a different one here. Okay, so now that my information is pretty well cleared out, I've disabled that, and it basically resets the bin back to 0. Whereas in this one, I now have that. I now can reset that one too. So basically, you may notice that I've got 2 transactions in there that I have just done today. So if I delete that out, it'll reset the bin back to 0. So basically, just give it a little bit of time and then it will reset the bins back to 0. Go back to my settings display. And then if I want to, so I've done the season and all the crop season details. Now I can go to the info button. I can edit this information if need be. I can change the display rounding here. I can turn automatic unload detection on or off. I can adjust this number. Recommended keeping it at 1,000, but I could adjust that. Then I can turn this on or off if I want, and then go done. And then basically that's covered everything with the settings tab. So essentially with the when you go into the destination, just give it a little bit of time on there. I thought I had some information that was contingent on something else, but it actually cleared out. So this whole portion here is the settings tab.